Slip off your shoes. Flee with me to the marvelous magic world of commercials. Who knows? We may also see a story.
It's so easy at Enmark.
With all due respect, Hitchcock missed the point. As everybody knows these days, the commercials are the stories. Some of the best stories.
Hey, guess what?
What?
My wife wants 3 more.
J. Don Ferguson made 166 movies in his acting career, but around here, you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody who doesn't recall his signature slogan in his early 80s Dan Vaden commercials. Don't you buy no ugly truck.
At Enmark, I never have to wait in line.
If you bought a pretty truck from J. Don, you might well take it to an Enmark station, where a grandmotherly daredevil named Jane Jewett could attest to the superiority of the gasoline. The lengths Jane would go to for Enmark are the stuff of commercial legend.
Don't plug this in until I count to 3.
Yeah.
And then there was Brian.
Mama's ready. 1.
Brian is the son of Mark Sussman, who owned the video station back in the 80s. The ads for the store featured a recurring theme that never really worked out well for little Brian.
Superman 3.
Yeah, comedies, mysteries, musicals, science.
Don't forget blank tapes and accessories.
Yeah, blank tapes and accessories.
At the video station.
At the video station, Montgomery Crossroads. Well, Brian, your dad said he wants us to talk about the RCA video equipment here at the video station.
And he also said, don't push me off the stool anymore.
The video station...
Beating up on Brian was the brainchild of then WTOC commercial producer Jack North, who hastens to point out that the spots were all in fun.
It was done you can't blow up somebody in a loving manner, but you know, it was done with a sense of fun, and obviously, you know, no children were harmed during the shooting of those commercials.
I was in my office.
Jack teamed with Bob Duncan and Mark Mooney in most of the commercials that came out of WTOC in the 80s, and many of those are as creative in Jack's offbeat way as anything produced before or since.
They would go sell a client sometimes, and the client would make the mistake of saying something like, "We don't want the usual commercial."
Now, hold on there, partner. Now, you are going to tell him about the weekend western, aren't you?
Well, no, exactly.
Darn tootin' you are. You be sure to tell him.
Jack's other claim to fame was as host of The Nightmare Movie, a weekly broadcast of lousy horror thrillers, with Jack as the wraparound.
Hollywood's golden era.
What's the Mexican got to do with the all-night movie?
You'd be up all night, too, if you ate enchiladas every night.
They were on all night, and they ran all-night movies. Night was spelled with a K for the Knight family. And they were really old, bad movies. They ran during the middle of the night. And I went to Jess Mooney one day, and I said, why don't we do horror movies on a Saturday night and call it the All-Nightmare movie instead of the All-Night movie? And he thought about it pretty hard for about 5 seconds and said, sure.
P.T. Barnum would have been proud of Jack's Nightmare Movie extension when he orchestrated a 3D movie, Gorilla at Large, for prime time.
Were you there when we did the gorilla landing at the airport? They had a marching band welcoming him and stuff like that. And it was, you know, it was sort of like a big playground.
Gorilla at Large was a schlocky movie. The 3D glasses didn't work so well, but the creative daring that ignited the idea brought laughter to our city anyway.
But they seemed to like it because they kept coming back, you know.
And WTOC at 50 will be back after this.